What's up, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of the Falcons in Focus podcast presented by Ticketmaster. I'm Scott Bair. It's Tori McElhaney. The man in the middle here needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. AJ Terrell.
Snaps all around.
Pride of Atlanta. And we're going to ask you some really hard-hitting questions off the top, namely about handshakes and motorbikes. So we'll just get started with the really capital J journalist stuff.
Right, yeah. So the first question I have, and this is a question that I've had since you were mic'd up, I believe, in week 1. Yeah. And one of my favorite parts of your mic'd up was seeing how many different handshakes you had with guys in the secondary.
There are so many.
There were so many. Everybody has a different handshake. Yeah. So I have a few jumping off points here. Question number 1 is just like, how long does it take y'all to not just like decide who has what handshake, but also to like perfect it? Because y'all really are just going around just being like dabbing each other up the whole time.
Well, for me, first of all, it started at Clemson. When we used to work out at Clemson, not work out but practice, all the offensive, defensive players always have handshakes. You know, the whole 4 years I was there, they always had handshakes, and I never got into it because I was always like, I'd never be able to remember.
Right.
20 hands. Yeah, I'd never be able to remember that many handshakes, so I'd never even try to do it. And then this, when we got into camp this year, we was like, we just want to have some energy, you know, some boost or whatever. And we just started with, you know, just to say, you know, me and Jesse. Then it went to, all the DBs. We just got a handshake in. And it kind of all started the same way. Just let it start the same way, just have a different ending. You know what I mean?
It evolved.
So, yeah. So everything was like, we going to boom, 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 tap two times, and then whatever we going to do for our personality.
Oh, I like it.
So, you know, that's how it started. And then eventually, once we mastered the back end, then now let's go with the linebackers. Let's make some with the D-line.
Oh, that's tremendous.
And then we all just, once you just keep doing it in practice, it just carried over to the game, and it was just like muscle memory. Everything.
That was my thing. Is I was like, okay, this has to take such a long time to. I was like, they're definitely practicing.
Right. I definitely had to practice because, like I said, I never did it in Clemson at all. But then I'm like, it's just repetitive practice. Like, not even when we in practice. Anytime we just walking up, just boom, just do it in the locker room, like real quick.
Do you have somebody? And we don't play favorites on this podcast, but is there someone whose handshake that you have? Like that you think accurately describes your friendship with that person? I feel like my personal favorite, and this may not be yours, my personal favorite is yours with Jeff Okuda. I think it's just funny.
Yeah.
Because he says like good something like good sir.
He added that part. Yeah. He never had said that part, but
he said it like 3 times.
Yeah. Good day, my fine sir. He did that. Yeah. But I'll say That handshake tough, you know, quick little business one handshake.
Right.
But I like, the handshake I like that I have with somebody is Jesse's. Me and Jesse's hard with the, and then to pull the mask down.
Yeah.
Like ski mask with the DBs just trying to get picks and stuff like that. So I think that handshake right there is like number 1 for me right now.
Cool. I love it.
That is tremendous. Now on to the motorbikes, or I guess electric bike.
Yeah, e-bike.
E-bike.
Tell us the origin story. And for those that,
I don't think people know about the e-bike though.
For those that haven't seen a picture of it, I mean, AJ does kind of look like a bad dude when he's on it. Yeah. Helmet on, shield on, riding the e-bike. Okay, and sometimes during camp, right, you're riding it out to the dorms back and forth or something. Sometimes AJ rides it like from the cafeteria to the indoor facility, which is about 50 yards.
Yeah, listen, camp, when I first came, it was COVID.
Right.
So we wasn't in the locker room like that. We had to go to the dorms.
Oh, wow.
And walk everywhere. So it'd be walking to the facility, walking to the indoor, and just a big triangle like that. And then that was my rookie year. So second year I came, I'm on Instagram or whatever, and I just, I don't know how Instagram be finding stuff that you see.
The algorithm.
Yeah, the algorithm. So I guess I type something in my phone, or sometimes even when you think stuff, it just pop up on the feed.
It's always.
I'm on so I'm looking through the stories, and the Super 73 bike showed up. I'm like, dang, this bike hard. It's electric bike, look like a dirt bike. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go and get it because it look hard and
it does.
I know I don't want to walk no more.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of walking.
Yeah, so I looked at it, I went on the website, ended up buying the bike, and then the rest history. So like you said, the walk is 50 yards, but for me it's like 5 seconds. Like,
yeah, I know.
I don't never walk.
The one thing that I am surprised at is that it hasn't really like caught on like you
I
think because
exactly.
it looks so tough, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have to walk back, especially during camp.
Right.
That we'd have like 50 bikes like cruising around.
I'm waiting on my deal. With,
I know, right?
I've been you know, it's too many pictures and videos that don't blew up. You know, they ain't tagged me in nothing yet, so
is it
time will come.
Yeah, we'll get there. This podcast hopefully will help. Is there a stipulation as to, because I have seen other guys ride the bike at some point. I think I've seen Jesse on it.
Yeah.
Maybe some other guys. What is the stipulation to them being able to ride the bike?
I mean, like they don't steal it, do they?
No, like, nah. See, it really threw me off when you just said it. Like, who else was on it?
I know. Maybe I'm just.
I know. I know
Jesse.
Jesse. I know Jesse. I'll probably let him ride it. You know, one of the times in OTAs.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But no one else. Okay, maybe no
I
one
don't really
else
let
has-
too many people ride the bike, but you know.
They hop on it.
Yeah.
If we have video evidence, like we're gonna bring it to you.
Yeah,
And be
like
They stole the bike.
I had broke it, so like it's not really good on grass.
Uh-huh.
You know, with the tires that I have, I went down that hill real quick one day, and the bike came from up underneath me and fell into the concrete. I almost tripped up, but stayed on my feet. But it could be a little dangerous if you're trying to go fast the whole time. You just gotta ride it the right way. So I don't be
Like,
wanting
you gotta know
people,
how to
too many
drive it.
people, to get on the bike. So
Yeah, that's and the one so the bike is ridden around the facility, but something I assume that you would get in your car is after home games, right? At least if I'm remembering this right, after home games, you don't like go back to your house or like ride the bus back to the facility. You like go to your parent's house for dinner after home games, right?
Yeah, I'm in the hometown.
Because you grew up how far from the stadium?
With no traffic, like 20.
Wow, yeah. So like 20 minutes away, pride of Westlake High School.
Yep.
I mean, that must be so cool that after games, you can just cruise right on down and hang out with your family and like give us some insight into like what that's like. Like, is it like a home cooked meal waiting for you right when you get through the door? Or like, what's it like?
It's like I'm maximizing the opportunity to a lot. Like I never, since I've been here, drove home after a game, like good or bad, win, loss.
Mm-hmm.
I always go to my even when we come back from away games.
Really?
Yeah, like I go to my mom's house more than likely. Especially if we have a 1 o'clock game, I'll have time. We probably get back at like 8. I go to my mom's house and watch the rest of the games and just mingle and eat. But just having the opportunity to, one, not have to drive all the way back to, Buford where we at, all the way up here, and just had the opportunity to just kick it and have family time with them. Because all week, I'm really like right now, I don't, go all the way to the house because, my body's tired.
Busy.
Body tired. Yeah, I'm trying to, watch film and get ready for the next day. But once the game is over, I beat the traffic, get around that, and just go right to the house and just chill out for the rest of the night.
I love it. I think that's so special too. Like the fact that they can come and watch you Mercedes-Benz, and then all of a sudden y'all are all back home.
All back home, yep.
To get time to spend together. Now, is it one of those things where y'all have the same thing that y'all eat every Sunday night, or do y'all mix it up? Because I know my family, we were when my dad was coaching, and still is, but we were like superstitious for a little bit, and we would eat like Pizza Hut like every single day.
Right. I know what you mean. I be having those type of feelings too. Sometimes you gotta keep it all the same to keep the good luck.
Oh yeah.
But for me, for home games, since they come to the games, usually when we go back, it normally be like the same, fast food, not fast food, but like fast dishes that you could put together, which is like wings and pizza.
Like tailgate food.
Tailgate food, hot dogs, all the hamburgers everywhere. And when we come back from away games, it may be a little different because sometimes they may not travel, so it might be a real dinner.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I get the best of both worlds with that, but it's better than just going home. Like, I know a lot of my teammates, if they lived and they respect, you know, hometowns or whatever, they'd do the same. So I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is, you know, going to spend time with the fam while I can.
So there's a weight room in the house where you and your dad, when you were younger, you used to, like, lift, like, together a lot. I've met your dad. He's still he's still pretty built. But do you guys still do that? Do you ever go back to the house, or I mean, maybe you have a nicer
probably now have upgraded the garage setup.
We always had my dad always had a weight room set up in the house since I was a kid. So it started from since I was 5, and we done been through a few houses already. But you know, my dad good with like keeping everything. What's the word, like? He don't let things get bad. Like with the weight set, it stayed durable
it stays
for years.
Nice.
Okay. He took care of the equipment.
For it to be iron, he took care of it for a good minute. And some of the weights that since I was 5 years old, he still got now. Like,
wow.
You know, we probably changed the bar because it bent a little bit over time, or, you know, stuff like that. But the weight gonna stay 25 pounds, gonna stay 25, 45, gonna stay 45. So. Now, I'm in a new house now, so I got my own setup. You know, I'm not in the house with him no more. So during the off season, sometimes, we work out together. But then again, he not. You know, my dad, he more old school. Just we gonna squat, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. And I be having to put some work. You know, and he work with me. Like we putting some workouts together. Like this is what we do. This is.
Right.
You know,
these are some modern techniques.
Yeah, we're going to take off the body a little bit. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. You know, him, as long as you can bench this or squat this, you'll always be in shape. You'll be good. Like, I'm like, I know, but the joint's getting older too.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah, like, so he be having to work with me. So we still work out together, but it slowed down a little bit with, you know, because of that. And, you know, he respected, like, he know that it's a whole business going on with, you know, just keeping the body healthy and all that. So. We do definitely still work out together.
Right, yeah.
I love it. I think it's always like super, I'm sure that time, like now that you're an adult and you have a son of your own, like how special were kind of those, you know, maybe even early morning workouts like with your dad for you when you look back at kind of your middle school, high school years? Yeah,
it was real important. Like it didn't really hit me until I got to high school. And being able to lift, 135 was a thing coming in 9th grade. Like being able to hit 135 at least like 2, 3, 4 times. If you get to 5, that's like, okay, you're on the right track. Coming out of middle school, you hitting 135 5 times. It was a good thing. So coming out of middle school, and I went to Westlake my first year. Just seeing some of my friends from middle school, because they was coming to train with me. We had like an after school program where the 8th graders from my middle school would have to go to high school and get like a little freshman, pre-freshman lift. Like we'd just go lift with the high school team after. It was something that we had to do. It wasn't mandatory, but if you were going to the school and wanted to play football, it was mandatory.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Yeah, so I remember going in there and being able to, you know, I was familiar with the weight. You know, like some people, when they see the weight sets, it's like a shocker. Like they ain't never lift weights before. I was already immune to it coming out of middle school, and I wasn't really like lifting crazy in middle school. But by 8th grade, I was, you know, 7th, 8th grade, I was in the weight room doing little things that I can do. And by the time I got to high school, I was able to do certain things. I was able to squat a little bit more than all my classmates and peers, and it just goes to show you that, you know, everything that we was just doing. And leading all the way up to now, even when I got to college, you know, some high schools don't even have the ability to provide a weight room and stuff for for their high school. And just going to high school and being able to lift 225 like 8 times as a freshman was a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
And just it all just goes. Basically, what I'm just saying is my dad molded me from all those stages through life and with the weight room and training and all that, all the way up to now of just being accustomed with weights and all that.
Yeah, that's crazy. Your whole family is athletic.
Yeah.
Y'all surely are.
Everybody is.
Your dad was a really good high school running back, right?
Yeah, running back, yeah.
And defensive back in New York, I think.
Yeah.
And then your sisters were both track.
Yep, sisters both track, little bro football.
And then your little brother
at Clemson
is
now.
at Clemson right now.
Yeah.
And he was huge when he was in high school in terms of what is a very long line of really good Westlake athletes.
Right, yeah.
Cam Newton played there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of went through the high school process, and then you went to Clemson. What was it like to see your brother? I mean, he plays the same position. You guys speak the same language, the same football language.
Yep.
To watch him go through that process, how kind of cool was that for you to be able to kind of see him and be able to go to his football games every Friday and experience that with him? What was that dynamic like?
Little bro always been a good football player. He always been a good athlete in everything. Like some sports I couldn't do, like basketball. I suck at basketball.
Oh, you're not a hooper?
I can't hoop at all. So. He make it look easy though. Like he could have took it there if he wanted to, but of course the height ain't matched with the skills. So he all through his life of football, I always used to, of course, how recreation ball is, where the older kids like myself, we have a later game than the younger kids. So I always watch his games before my games, and he was, since day one, coming up, hitting, doing what he's supposed to do, just dominating at every level. And him going all the way to, going to Clemson, it's like it don't feel like surprising to me.
Yeah, you kind of saw it.
Yeah, I saw it all the way through, like, just him with just watching me and just training and him being himself. And we had two different playing styles. Like, he more of a, like, in your face, and he'll tell you what he gonna do, and he more of a rah-rah guy, and me, I'm just about business. I just play. And just watching him go through the whole process all the way through high school, just, hit each phase of success, going through from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade, getting offers, going to school, and, doing everything. It's not really a shocker of what he's doing, but I'm definitely enjoying his road while he's, still doing it, and giving him as much support as possible and letting him know what's to come and all that, and just keep locking in and doing your job until it's time. It's
interesting because I feel like a question that, when you get to a certain point in your career, and I feel like anybody listening could probably feel this way, it's like, what advice would you give your younger self? Well, you kind of have this, like, he's not a younger version of you, but he's your brother. Like, right. And so what advice did you kind of give him as he was going through, I guess, even the recruiting process and making the decision as to where he wanted to go, that you kind of said, look, this is what I went through and I can help you? What advice did you give him during that time?
Yeah, like, for me, like, even when he was getting recruited by Clemson and all that, I stayed out of it as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Like, anytime he went on visits, I never went to a visit, on a visit with him. The advice I really just gave him is, like, go where you're, like, wanted and needed. Like, don't go there for don't go there for the coach. Don't, go there for the school. Go there for stability. Go there for your degree. Go there for all the good things. And he ended up choosing Clemson. A lot of people always, just feel like he was going to Clemson anyway. He actually committed to Clemson late. Like, Clemson been offered him when he was in 9th grade. Yeah. He could have been just sealed the deal, but he still, him and my dad took him the same way my dad did with me. Like, just go to, you only get one opportunity to, now that they got the portal live, but you really got only one opportunity to really see around, go on all the official visits, get everything down packed, because the decision that you make is, like, key to your future. So 100%. He ended up making, we all feel the best decision for himself and, for the family, and time will tell, So yeah.
It's cool too because, like, I feel like you can't tell your story, your brother's story, your family story without talking about Westlake. Yeah. And right. This area and this high school. And this is a high school that you've actually given back to quite a bit. And now, this is the question that I do have. Is it true that they have batons for the, like, 4x100 or 4x4 that are red and black and have your face on it?
Yes.
This is true.
At the AJ Terrell relays, right?
Yeah. At the AJ Terrell relay, but they run with him.
I need to know, like, did you know that they were doing this, and what was your reaction upon seeing those?
They sent it to me. They not sent it to me. They gave it to me.
Yeah.
And when I first had the baton, I thought it was a trophy for me.
You're like, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, like, okay, cool.
Thanks, you guys.
Right, but then going to the track meet, they was running with the baton. Like, I think it was just Westlake or the school who won probably got the baton when they won. But I know Westlake ran with the baton. It's just something that you dream of, as like I'm doing something right. Right. Just having my face on the baton and having a whole meet is just a blessing for sure.
Yeah.
I think I talked to you during a park cleanup for 404 Day. I don't know what.
Oh yeah.
How far?
Back. Yeah.
And you told me then it's an honor and a responsibility to give back to not just Atlanta and the state of Georgia and people that wear 24 kids that wear 24 jerseys, but that neighborhood especially. Tori had mentioned it. You don't ask for a lot of clips, but you give a lot back to that high school, and it's not contingent on your brother being there, right?
Yeah.
That why is the honor and responsibility part of it?
I lived in that area all my life, and my oldest sister, she went to Westlake. I went to Westlake. My youngest sister went to Westlake, and now little bro, he just finished up at Westlake, and I just felt like, and even before my sister even went, like you said, Cam Newton was there. So as a kid, when I was like 5 years old, my dad used to take me to, watch Cam play in big games and go up to Westlake. And I watched Westlake go to the new Westlake. Like, it's two high schools. Even the old Westlake High School that Cam went to is still there. Then the new Westlake High School is right next to it. So it's like I just seen, and then I ran track. Like, everything I did as a kid, Westlake was part of the journey. Like, from football games, track meets, all of it. Westlake was part of each phase of it. And like I said, I just felt like anything that I do is just to honor, where I come from and the people that's still to come, and just show that it's possible to make it through Westlake.
Does it ever hit you? I know probably you felt this way, when you're drafted to the Falcons and everything. But does it ever hit you even now? We're talking about 4 years later, that it's like, oh my God, like, I'm playing for the team that I assume you grew up a Falcons fan. Maybe
I didn't.
You didn't?
Nope.
Oh no.
But he definitely had the Mike Vick jersey, I'm sure.
Had a Mike Vick jersey.
Okay.
Okay.
But you were a fan of the
49ers.
You have to remember the 49ers back then were
like my dad was a 49er fan. It took me a minute to get on that boat. I didn't get on the boat until about 4th, 5th grade, just being a kid, liking every team in the NFL. I feel like every NFL team I liked as a kid was all based off color. Like, I like the Jaguars color this week.
That makes sense.
I like the Saints color this week. I like the Falcons color this week. But like I said, the 49ers ended up being a team once I got on track with
once you
what was going on Sundays. You can't get around my dad with the red and gold. So that the whole family was just 49ers fans until the day.
Right. Wow. And then that day
was the day. Was draft day.
Was the day. And you get to, draft day was during COVID, so it was like your entire family was under one roof, right? And
wait, so how long were y'all? Did y'all quarantine together?
Exactly. Like the NFL, they had all these rules about how many people can be at the the house. And we had the whole house, the whole family was at the house. And we didn't have a big house at the time, but it fit everybody. Everybody fit in size, and it was a great time. Like I really loved the way the party was, more so than it being in Vegas.
Right.
Because you could be yourself inside of
this little bubble almost.
Right. Yeah, with all the people all the friends and family that you love. So I feel like if we was in Vegas, we was going to have fun, but you still got to hold your guard a little bit because of it being public to everybody.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
we're there, you just around
yeah, there I was lit. Like,
and then you knew right then that you could go home and have dinner, like every Sunday.
Yeah,
it's pretty much
everything was up the street, like.
Right. I mean, we're definitely up against it with time, but we cannot. Just last question, we cannot not talk about your son, right?
Yeah.
Who's probably going to be a cornerback in his own right, and might be the best dressed 3-year-old on this planet. But I mean, having him, obviously, you have such a strong relationship with your dad.
Yeah, that was something that I was like looking into, and there was a quote from you that this was probably while you were actually in Clemson. I'm not entirely sure, but you said like my dad always had my best interest at heart, and then you said he kind of taught me that everything I do is a reflection like on my son. How much do you feel like from your dad to you to your son is like a reflection of each other?
It's a lot. It's like, some like how my dad was, or how other people's dads are. Some people have dads, some don't. Some have dads that's supportive, some have dads that's not. How like basically my dad was like, he did a whole lot for me and my siblings, and as a kid, you probably take it for granted because that's all you know. You don't know kids who don't have, parents in their life, or kids who, parents not as supportive as mine. But my parents in general, my mom as well, like, they went over and beyond us to help us see better days, to feel like we got everything, and, made the best out of everything that we had. And for it to be how the tables turn now, like everybody just, all my siblings and everybody doing what they doing, it's a big deal. And it just goes back to show me how it all started. Like sometimes I be thinking like, they
gave me this.
Yeah, like they did everything. Yeah, like
right. Maybe when you
put me in camps, like they did everything to put me in the position I'm in today. Like, and for me to be able to just give them everything, and them to just woosah and chill. Now I got a son. It's like I know what to do. My dad was a good example for me, and I feel like I owe the world to him for that. Like, there's no way that you're not gonna have what I had, if not more, with all the support from my family and my siblings and all the rest of the extended family. It's like I feel like he don't even know that he got it made. Like,
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's like, this is just life.
Yeah, this is life, and I'm just gonna make it. I'm gonna challenge him. Do everything my dad did the right way. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Might add some sprinkles to it. Might add a little sprinkles to it that I probably was like, man, Dad, like, chill, like, or I might, push a button a little bit more. But I had a great example through my dad, and then now it's me passing on to him, and then so forth and so forth.
And you just keep paying it forward.
Got to keep the name going.
Yeah, got to keep it going. Yeah.
What a freaking awesome way to end this podcast. AJ, thank you so much for coming down. It was such a great conversation that I know Falcons fans are absolutely going to love. Do what y'all do. Please rate, review, subscribe to the Atlanta Falcons Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yep.
I had a little brain misfire there. And subscribe to the YouTube page where you can watch this thing on video from our new Ticketmaster podcast studios. For Tori and AJ, I'm Scott. We will come back to you again next week with another awesome guest. See ya.